My name's Lil Tay. I'm the youngest flexer in the game. And now I'm selling candy to help raise money for my girls' basketball team jerseys. Would you like to buy some?
Sure, young lady, would love to. Let me grab my wallet.
Okay. Wow, this sure is a lovely home you have here.
Well, thank you.
Break yourself, fool! What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the No Chaser podcast, the coolest, funnest, most amazingest podcast in the whole wide world. I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades. Hi, guys.
Let's take a nap.
Let's take a nap right now.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not gonna lie. I'm feeling a little fatigued.
Yeah.
Cause I climbed rocks yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, for the first time in a minute. But yesterday was the first time I've done it like the right way.
Yeah.
You know, normally I just like got up there and tried to climb up rocks and shit. Apparently there's different things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fall a certain way so you don't like break your like shit and like hit the wall and other shit. But yeah, my forearms are really sore. I also got really drunk on accident.
During the rock climbing.
I was like, where was the drinking at?
I got drunk like 2 nights before just on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those situations where like I got home and I was like, I'm good. And then I woke up at like 4 a.m. like, how did I get here?
Why am
are
I
you?
by myself? What?
And you were working last night?
Yeah, I had work last night in San Francisco, and I was telling Tim, I go, you know, no one knows who I am. They're just like, I feel like I'm supposed to know you. Tim, I know Tim. I was like, yeah, I'm that girl that sits at the table with him all the time. But in San Francisco, Tim carries so much clout. You know, there's so many Asians in San Francisco.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And the club that I work at specifically is EDM, has a lot of house, it got all these different levels. And every time I work, somebody brings up the podcast. And
That's
they're
dope.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so it's really cool.
Shout out to the Bay Area, San Francisco, everybody
They
in the Bay.
love you
There's a lot of love out there. There's a lot of love out
The
there.
Bay is dope.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of the Bay Area, our guest today is actually from the Bay Area.
Oh.
Kind of.
What is that? Okay, okay,
Ish.
Elaborate.
Ish.
Okay. Where?
Well, here, we'll let him explain. Hey, just bring him in. Doughboy, come on in. Hey, what's up, dog?
Good
Yeah.
morning.
What's up?
You got all the chains. You making us look bad.
First of all,
No, let's clear one thing up.
yeah, where you from, dog?
I heard y'all from. I'm not from the Bay.
Where you from
Okay.
again?
I'm from Sacramento.
Oh,
But
there's a
people from
difference.
Sacramento, we take that very a certain type of way.
And
you?
people from the Bay
Yes.
take that a
Yes.
certain way too.
Yes.
Okay, so okay.
And Sacramento is the capital. We get no respect.
Well, clarify for me.
Shit.
then.
No,
You really don't.
you really don't. No.
Sacramento is Northern California. It's
Yes.
about an hour away from Oakland, about 2 hours away from San Francisco.
Oh, so y'all don't call? That's not the Bay?
No, because like I came up, like we used to fight dudes from the Bay because, and it's cool with the Bay, we love them, but they would come in Sacramento like, this ain't like the town, this ain't like the y'all ain't like us, like nigga, get out of our city this. So, but it's much love and we love them, it's all good, but I'm from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Sacramento.
Yes.
The capital.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We don't get no respect.
Y'all don't get
Really,
any. It's true.
really
We had the
don't.
Kings, they kept losing.
Yeah.
Your arena
The
was.
Lakers cheated us in game 6.
Oh wow.
Back in 2002.
2002.
Record
Yeah.
for that shit.
More known than Fresno.
Yeah, but that ain't saying much.
Wow.
I'm just
Don't shit on my
I'm
Fresno
not
people
saying
like
nothing
that.
like that,
Wow.
but I'm just saying, you would just think as the capital that we would get a little bit more prestige. And
I
we
know.
don't.
Well, it's better than saying Stockton. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's why I work in Stockton.
Why are y'all
too.
hating on everybody?
All the subsidiaries.
It's like no, Sacramento. There's hierarchy. There's ranking in
Yes.
northern. There's ranking in Northern California. Then you got
Absolutely.
the Central Valley, which falls into a whole other category. And then they try.
Central
to
Valley's like what? San Jose?
What?
What is
Yeah,
San?
what is
Like,
Central?
so
I
what's
don't
in
even
the
know what
Central?
Central
No,
is.
so you don't even know what Central.
Look, for me.
Oh my god!
For me-
So Fresno's more central than what you just said.
Oh, okay. So look, for me, everything north is just, you know how like Asian people are just all Chinese to the rest of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
Everything
Okay.
is just the Bay
Got
to
it.
me.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Well, I can see why you said it, but I had to come in and.
I'm gonna look into why the Bay is the Bay. It has
It's
to
by
do
the
with being
water.
the water.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
by the water.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Sacramento ain't really by the water. We ain't got no lakes, no rivers. We got a dirty pond.
So what do y'all have?
lakes.
You got American River.
Man, all they got is Doughboy, man.
You got Great
We got
American
Mozzie
World.
now too.
Well, that's in Paramount, but still,
It's a great American world.
that's a cool theme park.
Let me give you a proper introduction, man. I met Doughboy. I met this man back when they brought Wildin' Out back. You know, when we came to we were on Wildin' Out on the reboot.
Yes.
And then from then you've been killing the game on All Def Digital.
I have.
And you rap.
I be rapping. I be having bars.
You write comedy things.
I do. And I just recently got into the podcast space with my boy Kev on stage.
That's right, and we love Kev on stage.
Righteous and Ratchet.
Yes.
So yes.
So what's up, man? I mean, tell us how was your experience on Wildin' Out? Why? Look, here's what people always want to know. Whenever they talk to an old cast member, they're always like, "Why aren't you on Wildin' Out anymore?"
That's the thing. That's a loaded answer. I don't know. Like, you know, when we came back, like, you know, it was super cool to be a part of the reboot. Like, you know, I was one of the people that didn't have huge numbers. You know, I
Yeah.
just kind of was finessing my way into the audition.
Tell us about the finesse because it's a dope story, I think.
Yes. So basically what happened was I didn't have a manager. I didn't have an agent. I didn't have nothing. And I had just heard where the audition was going to be. So somebody showed me where, you know, it was going to be at. So I told my boss, I was like, hey, man, let's go up there. Let's try to crash this audition. So we get up there and I try to, like, you know, talk to the lady and she's just like basically like looking at the list like, nigga, your name's not here. And I'm like, oh, ain't no Doughboy there? She's like, who represents you? I was like, such and such. So she was basically cool. I forgot who exactly it was, but she was basically really cool. She was just like, look, there's nobody, if I can get you on, I'll get you on and we'll see. So I was like, all right, cool. So then hella people ended up coming and it ended up getting like hella auditions and shit. And she was like, I'm not going to be able to put you on. So I was just like, all right. So I was kind of defeated, but I didn't walk away. And then somehow through God and the universe, like everybody went outside. It was a bunch of people. A couple people went to the bathroom. Somebody comes out and then they were just like, who's next? Who's next? And she just looks at me. I'm the only person standing there.
Oh, because everyone was outside
Everybody
chilling.
was outside doing other shit. And it was just a very, very small window. And she was just like, it's your lucky day. So I went in there and I kind of, you know, did my thing. And my audition was going cool. But what ended up sealing it for me was when it was time to do the rapping part. Because people don't know that. I used to rap for real before I ever did comedy. So when it came to the rap part, Nick looked at me. He was like, you going to say a freestyle or you going to say something that you wrote? And I don't know what gave me the confidence to do it. I was just like, nigga, I'm going to just start rapping. I was like, I'm going to just start rapping and y'all just start yelling out random topics. And he was like, oh, word? Like that? And so luckily they threw some shit out and I caught it and the rest is history.
And there it is.
Yeah, so
It's pretty dope.
And you used to be way bigger.
man, it would be a lot more Doughboy. I would have needed 2 chairs a couple years ago.
So people always ask me, like, do I ever get offended at the Asian jokes? So would you ever get offended by like the big dude jokes?
Nah, I never did, and like I started to like embrace it, and like that's like I think can kind of speak to the reason why I ended up not being on the show later. But I kind of had an identity at the beginning. I was the fat guy.
You were the big dude,
like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and like kind of like that was like my lane. So I used to always look at it like even if somebody is giving me a fat joke, I'm still getting camera time.
Right.
Like I learned that from Nick. Nick is like the master of that. I be telling people like Nick is low key a genius because he's low key the richest person on the show, has the most money. But
He said low key.
you know, like he's
Pays
getting all
everybody
the
else.
money, but you know, but he will sit there and be the recipient of all the jokes. So that was my
Right.
thing. Like I'll just, take all the fat jokes. So the fat jokes never bothered me. I took it and then then I lost some weight and then I wasn't the fat guy. I was one of them fat niggas on the show.
You know, to your point, I was gonna say like when Nick called out like Eminem like come on the show and battle him when Nick was shouting, I was like people were like, is Nick stupid? I'm like, no, Nick is a genius.
Nick is
he
an
is
absolute
that's a
genius.
win-win for him.
Absolutely.
You
You
know
don't
what I'm
lose.
saying? Either Eminem comes on and like roasts Nick and it's like the highest rated episode, or he loses to Nick somehow and then
Or he doesn't come
But
and
it
everybody's
still-
like, oh,
it
Nick
still
punked
is.
you.
yeah,
Nick is
exactly.
like the walking personification of like supreme confidence. Like, cause he can be confident enough to take whatever jokes you talk about his album, you talk about
Right.
he's corny, whatever. A nigga don't care. He is
Yeah.
cashing checks. You
Yeah.
understand me?
he knows who he is.
So he is good. He's comfortable in that. So yeah.
Too funny.
All right, man. So people always they always also the next question is they always want to know if you smashed any Wildin' Out girls.
I shot the shot at a lot. I probably shot the shot. I did not propose.
Yes,
to Brittany.
I was like, please bring it up. Oh my God, that was amazing.
We're going to fill you in right now.
I was like, I wasn't there that
absolutely
season. It was not me. I was not there.
It was at
I
a
was
Super
not.
Bowl party.
At a
It was
Super
not
Oh.
Jesus.
All right, story.
And it
Let's
was,
go.
yeah, so basically, I used to drink a lot. So I'm sober now, 535 days sober.
Let's go.
So, but no, I used to drink a lot. In my drinking days, a very, very nice young lady, she was a wild and out girl, Brittany Duet.
Brittany Duet,
Shout out to her. And
I
she was
like
such a good
her.
sport about everything. So she has like one of the coolest parties. Waka Flocka was randomly there. We're all there just drinking. And then once I reached that point of drunkenness, it's like Brittany Duet is absolutely supposed to be my wife.
he
And
was
so
going hard.
and it was one of those things. This is why I'm glad like I have cool friends, because it started off as like a cool, funny thing, but then like 15 minutes it's like, no, get off of your knee though. Like, we're all uncomfortable. Stop.
In the kitchen, by
And I
the
was-
trash can.
and I was like, no,
He's
we're,
so
no,
wannabe.
we're really supposed to be
He was
together.
so serious.
Her
No.
mom was there.
Oh,
Can I have her hand? Brittany's mom?
Okay,
It was-
look. No, it was
I'm
that you.
surprised you remember that.
Absolutely.
You were so drunk.
Well, it probably helped that I documented it and put it on YouTube.
Makes sense.
Shit.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we had some good people around you that was telling you to
Yes.
get up, but I was like, hey man, tell her how much you love her, man.
He kept it going. Everybody
no.
else was like, all right, no.
He was an
He was like, no,
asshole.
fuck that. You got to get this, though.
Footage.
So I was just going in. So the answer to the question is nah. I shot my shot at a lot, but I got the easy pass. It's like no, it's all right. But I
Hey,
did shoot my shot.
But you extra sexy now. You should try again.
I do be wanting to circle back now. Yeah. I ain't got as much stomach left.
Shit.
Try it, bro.
And that's always the thing. People always ask me like what the motivation was for me to lose weight. And I always feel like I fail them with my answer. Because they always be like, well, what was it? You wanted to be there for your daughter. You wanted to live life and have a better quality of life. The answer is I wanted my dick back. I was losing inches by the pound.
It happens.
That's not a myth. You will lose dick
it's a real thing.
as you
No,
gain stomach.
It makes perfect sense
And
because
I-
not only
yes.
are you gaining stomach, you're gaining
Yeah, it's just
around
pelvic
yeah,
fat.
exactly. My fucking photo shoots for my dick pics was trash. You ever try to crop thigh meat out your dick pic? It's a fucked up ordeal.
Just come pull it back.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, somebody put your hand here. Somebody put your hand here.
Yo, I really had a chick damn near like dislocate her hip trying to ride me one time. I was like, this isn't the life for me. I'd have to put my stomach on a chick back when you hit it from the back. It was,
So as somebody who's lost a lot of weight, has that changed, improved your sex life? Is
nigga,
different? How
I'm
much?
fucking out. Kidding me, man. I'm back. Like I'll be going back to chicks that I fucked when I was fat. Like, hey, let me show you what's really going on. They be like, oh shit. Like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
That revenge dick right there.
Oh,
Oh, you wanted to curve me back then.
And see, men are like, we're different than women. Like, if a woman loses a bunch of weight, she ain't fucking with nobody who wasn't fucking with her
Right.
big.
Yeah.
They have the jeans in their purse. Like, you didn't like me when I was fat. Fuck you. Fuck that. I'll take that pussy. Like, yeah, that's good.
Of course.
What's up now, though?
Pull up. It's good.
I see the comments now. I was like, hey, DoBoys cute.
Hey, I'll take that. Hey.
Oh
We're
my
sliding them DMs then.
Oh Lord.
When you were heavy,
Uh-huh.
I said this to a few people and they tried to be like, what? Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. I was like, DoBoy looks like chubby Michael Ealy.
Michael Ealy?
Yes.
That's the first time I've gotten that one.
I see it.
I can
I've
say
gotten
Thank
it.
you.
And it's
Thank
the eyes
you.
too.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that one. I did get people said I used people used to say I look like Drake if he let himself go, and so I turned that into Fat Drake though and got some
Yeah.
views. And I've gotten
Game?
Jadena.
Oh yeah.
And when
John.
I met
Oh,
Jadena,
yeah.
I met him. He like showed me a picture of his brother. He was like, "Bro, you look just like my brother." And I've gotten the game
Yeah.
a couple times.
I can kind of see that.
I think Jadena. That's the one.
I guess I just
Jenna,
gotta-
for sure.
Yeah.
And you way cuter in the game though. So don't let them play you like that. So okay, you also mentioned that you're sober now for how long again?
535 days.
Oh, amazing. Okay, and aside from proposing to Wild 'N Out girls, and aside from trying to be sexy, like what got you to that point where you're like, you know what,
Man.
I need to just chill?
It was just becoming too much. Because that's the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I lost a ton of weight. A lot of people don't know because they always ask me like how I lost weight. And that's always a loaded question when I get it. But I did get weight loss surgery back in 2015.
Oh, which one did you do?
I got the gastric sleeve.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
What is that?
So that's basically where they cut your stomach off.
Oh.
You know, so, well, they just remove a lot of your stomach so you can't eat as much.
Oh, shit.
And they tried to tell me when I got it, they were like, look, you need to address whatever reasons that you're overeating, because this turns people into dependency, chemical dependent.
Okay.
Like you can turn into a pill head, you can turn into an alcoholic,
I
whatever.
see.
And I already kind of had an issue with alcohol at the time, but it wasn't like for real.
Okay.
So then you go over from somebody like me that's just eating as just like a form of self-medication.
Oh, and now
then
you
I
can't eat.
can't. And so then it transfers. It's called transfer of addiction.
Yeah.
But I can still drink. So it was getting to the point I was drinking like a fifth a night.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
By myself.
I feel the what?
Henny.
Oh.
Henny. By myself. Like, and like this is where I knew I had a problem. When I knew how many shots was in the bottle, there's 17 shots in the fifth. Like I would count. So like it wasn't.
You're drinking that much a night?
Bruh, that's
Wow.
what I'm even wilding out. Like when I would like at like the night when I go back to the room.
Yeah.
So it changed. It wasn't like a social fun thing anymore. It was
Right.
I'm dealing with some emotional bullshit
Shit.
and I'm using drinking. So it was luckily like nothing crazy ever happened. Like I never like got no DUIs. I never went to jail, but
Yeah.
I was starting to gain a reputation as that drunk dude. Like doing shit like, you know, propose. And like there's some times where it's cute and it's funny.
Right.
But then it's like when you're working in our profession, you don't want that. You know, so then I started to be like, so what ended up happening was I had got drunk one time and I tripped and I fell into the toilet. And I'm still a big nigga, and I hit it so hard it came out the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And so I was tripping, and it wasn't that because I'm clumsy even when I'm sober.
Right.
But I was like, I didn't remember nothing about it. So
You just woke up next to a broken toilet?
Woke up. No, I remember like hitting it, and the toilet came out the floor. So it was like water spurting and shit. And so I remember like being like, man, like I got a problem. So then
Right.
I ended up, this is the fucked up shit though. So I was dating a chick at the time, and so she was like, yeah, maybe you should just go to rehab. I go to rehab. I'm like, all right, but I wasn't really believing it. I was like, I ain't really got a problem like that. I'm cool. It's whatever. I'm in fucking rehab for 2 weeks. Fucking FBI raids the fucking rehab facility place.
What?
Because they were doing some shady shit. They were like getting. So then I'm like, oh well, God must want me to drink. I'm back, bitch. So be a sign from God. So I get back, and the day I come home, I'm back drinking. Then it just got really crazy, and then like 6 months of that went on. Then I finally just hit a point to where I was just like, my life is spinning out of control. Like like that's people always ask me like, how do you know if you're alcoholic, nigga? If you can't stop. If you tell yourself I ain't gonna drink for 2 weeks, and then 2 days later you're like, man, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I went and November 22nd of 2017, I went to rehab. They sent me out to Houston. I made it through the 30 days.
Okay.
I came home, and 535 days later, you're looking at sober.
That's
dober.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. I'm glad things are going well for you, man.
Because I hit it pretty well. Because I would think, because like a lot of my friends, like, because, you know, even though, you know, I rock with you, like a lot of cats, when I tell them, they be like, I didn't know.
I had no idea.
It was that serious.
Nah,
Because
I knew.
when you're, that's what I'm saying.
that Britney night, I knew. I was like, all right.
It's a problem. But that's the thing, though. I was just trying to hide it, you know, as much as I could. And, you know, alcohol is such a prevalent part of our industry anyway.
Right.
Like when I used to work at All Def, they used to, you know, 5 o'clock on Fridays, put your laptops up, nigga, it's bottles coming out. So, and you know how it
This
is.
guy constantly with a bottle on Wildin' Out. Not
We was
helping.
always we used to have bottles of Henny together. Like we would always be drinking, but then he drinks for fun. It's a good thing. Like me, I'm drinking like by myself, thinking about my child.
Right. I'm also kind of like. I'm definitely a happy drinker. I never had a like emotional reason to drink. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yeah, you know,
It's
drink.
fun. And then like that's the thing though. So I did it both ways. So I can still drink, like, you know, when we were doing Wildin' Out, kicking it and having fun.
Yeah.
But then it was also that darker side that I knew
Yeah.
existed. So kind of had to let that shit go. But I'm happier for it. Like, you know, I don't miss that shit at all. Like my life is just, I'm way more focused. I'm way more healthy now. Like
Good,
I'm
bro.
Definitely in a good space. So
Good, man.
I don't need it.
You don't. You don't. Okay, now tell us why you hate Nick Cannon and why.
And take this shot.
I was looking at the table and I was like, oh yeah, there's no bottle. There's no bottle.
I was like, you know what? Let's just not even have the bottle on the table today.
Let's also not tell them that I'm a bartender on the weekends and to not see me at work because I would make no money because juice is free. So.
And that we missed the room with vodka spritz.
Vodka spritz.
If you like sex, you're going to love BlueChew.com. Because you know what? Blue Chew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. And who wouldn't like to last longer and go extra rounds? Because you know your boy is done after round one. At BlueChew.com, you can get the first chewables with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Chewables can work faster than pills, up to twice as fast, which will come in handy for me because I need it. And you know what? It only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. No in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at a pharmacy. It ships directly to you in a secret, discreet package. So you don't have to worry about people being all up in your business. And here's a great deal for you guys. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use promo code TIM. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BLUEChew.com using promo code TIM. Now go get some Blue Chew and get your dick ready for some fun fucking... So how did the transition from Wildin' Out to All Def Digital come about?
It was really, really cool because like that's what I learned. Like I always felt super blessed to have Wildin' Out, but at the same time when I booked it, it was the only thing that I had. So like it was different than with you because you was always doing your thing and you had your YouTube popping. Yeah, but with me it was like that was it. So you know what I'm saying. So you're gone for 6 weeks, then you're literally just waiting for a year. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hopefully I get called back. Hopefully I did enough during the season to warrant being called back. So then it was the end of 2014 and Kev had just got the position at head of content for All Def Digital. And I had already done a program with them, with me and Teddy Ray. Like it had kind of chronicled us trying to lose weight called Teddy and Doughboy blowing up.
Right.
It did moderately okay. And then when Kev started working, I was like, hey bro, I write, da-da-da-da, let me get on, da-da-da-da. And he was just like, all right, well, send me some stuff. So I remember I really wasn't writing at that time. I just said that I was. So I remember sending him like in a script, like in the body of an email. He was able to decipher that I could write. So he was like, hey, just start giving me stuff. He was paying me like $200. And so then at the time I was working at Allstate. Even when I was on Wildin' Out.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so I was working at Allstate and and actually when I got the weight loss surgery, they took me off work for like a month. And so then I started going up to All Def every day. So I was like, I do not want to go back to fucking Allstate.
Right.
So I was like, let me just try to, offer myself. So I was writing hella sketches. So then before I went back to Allstate, I was like, hey man, if you can just give me X amount a week, I'll just work here full time. I'll give you unlimited scripts.
Oh, word.
And then whatever you need me to be in, I'll do it for free.
Oh, that's dope.
And so I kind of gave him an offer. He couldn't resist. It was, so then he hired me and I just kind of just came up in the ranks and just kept writing and kept putting up numbers and then stuff started to happen. I really became an integral part of what All Def Digital
that's dope. You hungry, bro.
Hungry.
That's what it
Always.
is.
Yeah. So, I just kind of thugged it out. Like, what I'm saying? I just really just put the pen to the paper, sat down. And that was really, it was great for me to do that because I felt like I was helping build something. With Wildin' Out, I felt like I was invited to be a part of someone else's vision. But then, fast forward to after 4 years with All Def Digital, that's when I found, because I just left All Def Digital. I left All Def Digital in February.
Like officially, you don't do nothing for All Def anymore?
I still, freelance with them if they need me for stuff.
Right, for like certain.
Yeah, little stuff. Okay. But as far as like being a full-time employee there, I just wanted to build my own thing. And it was just like, the podcast with me and Kev was popping and, building Kev on Stage Studios. I'm like writing movies for us. So I'm like, so now this is like the next chapter of like, finally building my own thing.
Word.
I feel like
good for you, man. Good for, let's clap it up. Clap it up for DoBoy one more time. I was supposed to have a movie with All Def Digital and the shit fucked up.
Yes, we was all over the place. But this is what I wanted to tell you. I actually wanted to tell both of you guys this. You two niggas are like the coolest dudes. And what I mean by that is in LA, it be a lot of fake people. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I had met Tim, and I had met him at the audition, and I didn't know who he was at first. And then you were just so humble and just like chopping it up. And then when I went and did my research, I was like, oh, this dude is a whole star on YouTube. Like he like really had it popping, and like you as well. It's like you dudes always like show love, and you never like when Hollywood. You guys are very successful, and there's a lot of people who are a lot less successful that act like fucking assholes, and I hate that shit. So I always like really give you. I always speak very highly of both of you guys, but I want to also give you props. You did my pilot with me, the studio.
Yeah, I sure did.
Like came through, like you know what I'm saying. It was just always cool. Like never Hollywooded us out. Like you know what I'm saying. So I always just showed you guys just the ultimate respect. Like I always like patterned myself. I never even told either one of you guys that, but I always patterned myself after y'all. Like I want to be cool like that. Like as I grow, like I don't want people to ever think I'm a fucking asshole. Cause like you know what I'm saying. You guys are very like personable.
Thanks,
and
man.
I really rock with y'all.
Appreciate that.
Well, you know,
You cool.
I'm alright. You know I'm not drunk.
Even when you're drunk.
No, you're hilarious.
And I hate drunk people. You never annoyed me. When you were drunk.
You know, I was gonna say, because the thing about it is, I hate the people that first of all expect other people to know who they are. Like that shit's mad annoying to me. And also because I know specifically, I mean, not to downplay what I'm doing or even like the digital space, but I know that like, yeah, it might seem like big shit popping digitally, but I could go to a room with like fucking Hollywood producers and they don't give a fuck.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm never trying to like big time anybody.
Right.
And also it's like there's such a, you know, stigma of like LA people being fake. And you know, I've said this, you know, we've talked about this. It's just like there's a difference between LA and Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's facts, because the thing about Hollywood, right, is that, and we've said this so many times, especially on Twitter, it's just like Hollywood is filled with people coming here from everywhere else.
Sacramento.
Yes.
Sacramento. trying to pursue something and attain this like fake image that they see without putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like they get here and they feel like they need to pretend to be what they see.
Exactly.
So then like, especially for people coming out here like hustling, they end up at these events with everybody just pretending like these aren't even LA people. You know what I'm saying? So as somebody who's an LA native, I try to make sure people know like, hey man, we're thorough out here.
We're cool.
They ain't like that. There's people here like that, but they ain't from here.
Right.
And
The implants. Yeah.
And plus, hey, and shout out to the Bay. Oh, Nikki's actually from the Bay. So
Hey, where you from?
So not from the Bay. See, now I have to clarify.
Oh, okay.
I was
From
like,
she's from Hawaii.
I was just in Hawaii for the first time a couple
You
weeks
were?
ago.
What
Yes.
island?
I was in Honolulu.
Yeah.
It was
Oahu.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, but I did get finessed at an IHOP. They charged me like $30 for
Oh,
an
they
omelet.
will. They do it.
For an
Yeah.
omelet.
They will. They will.
E-hope.
E-hope? That's what they
So you would pronounce it the Hawaiian way.
Got it.
E-hope.
E-hope. Got it.
You're such an ass for that. But I moved out to so born in Hawaii, raised in the Central Valley. So like by cows. I grew up next to cows, literally.
So
like,
wait, it was cows in Hawaii and then cows where you
yes, I grew up literally. There's like no stoplights in this small ass town. It's cows.
No stoplights?
There's no stoplights when I first moved there. So
Jeez.
like I graduated with 100 people, but I moved out to the Bay when I was like 21. So I've been out in the Bay for a while now. And initially I was out in Alameda. I love Alameda. I love Alameda, San Francisco, Berkeley, Union City, Hayward. I lived in Hayward for a while, so.
It's pretty expensive out there, though.
Pretty expensive is an understatement.
Yeah,
It's the most expensive.
When I tell people I live on the other side of the Altamont, so you know the Bay Area, there's this line, and then once you cross the Altamont, you're in the Bay. And
the Altamont.
The Altamont, yes, the Altamont. Pretty much it separates the rich from the ones that don't want to pay.
The haves
as
and the
much.
have-nots.
The haves and the have-nots,
got it.
pretty much.
Because I know top 3 expensive cities like LA, San Francisco, New York is
San Francisco's number one.
It's
San Francisco's
number
number
one?
one now. Yeah.
San Francisco number one. And so imagine that you go San Francisco and it starts trickling down. So Oakland now is super expensive. It's going up in prices, and then it keeps going down. So where I stay now, and I work in Stockton. So Stockton is low. You know, if you know about Stockton, you know about Stockton. And so everybody's migrating out that way because it's affordable.
Right.
But what's affordable in reality is not affordable at all for what
It's
everybody
just better
else.
than the super
right,
high
it's better
price,
than
yeah.
paying $5,000 for a closet.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because people are doing that in Sacramento. People are getting like apartments in Sacramento, even though they work in San Francisco. That's a 2-hour commute.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's crazy out there.
Yeah.
Come to LA, guys.
No.
Please don't. LA
No
is
more
packed.
space.
I know.
Not everybody else. I'm still trying to make it out here. Hold on, wait.
But then all these motherfuckers want to come out here and complain. That's what I'm mad about.
I looked at price. I was like, it is so much cheaper out here than it is in a lot of places. It's cost of living. Everybody wants to live outside their means in LA. I feel like everybody's spending
they
money.
trying to pretend.
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody's spending money on things they don't need at all. But when you look at just general like what an apartment costs is significantly less than what a lot of people are paying, not even in San Francisco, like
Right.
outside in the general area.
You saying
of it.
people driving 2 hours, right,
Yeah.
to commute? I'm saying I used to drive from just like Long Beach, Paramount to Hollywood, and that's without traffic, you get here in a good 30.
Right.
I mean, there's always traffic, so it would take like a good hour, but still, like, it wasn't bad. And shit, my condo was so cheap, bro. I mean, I moved to LA now, but
You live in LA now?
yeah, I'm in West LA-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you would have stayed in the.
Nah, man, you know what? I needed to be closer to everything,
Right, 'cause you hear
just
so much.
cause, and,
Right.
and also like like getting married and shit. I wanted to just have a new area to just like build
Right.
a new life. You know what I'm
Nice,
saying?
nice.
What's up with you, dog? The ladies want to know.
Man.
The former chubby chasers want to know. You also kind of look like Ice Cube's son.
I've gotten that one before too. Guess I got a recognizable
I see a little
face.
Yeah.
Man, I'm single AF, man. I'm looking for it. But I'm 39, Tim.
Okay.
And so I'm at the point in my life where I
Look,
need
man,
this
40's the
to-
new 30,
Wait,
bro.
wait, wait.
I hope it is.
What you about to say right now? 'Cause
I'm
I
looking
feel
for a wife, nigga.
you've been at that point in your life.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
For like 30 years.
Oh, we didn't even talk about
you
that.
You in love ass dude.
We didn't talk about that. I've been married. Was married for 84 days.
What?
80. Y'all don't remember when I popped up with a wife on Instagram?
No.
I just y'all didn't see that.
Wait,
it was,
wait.
It was fly by night. It was,
You've been married
84 days.
since I've known you?
yes, nigga. It was like 3 summers ago when I was drinking all the time.
Tell us about this, please.
Okay,
The
so
little light skin chick?
no, it wasn't even that one. No, it was a chick.
Oh my god!
It was a
Someone's
chick
gonna
that-
be real
okay,
pissed
so,
off right now.
No. And shout out to my ex-wife. Like, I never shit on her. It was me. It was my fault.
Okay.
But basically, it was when I was drinking all the time. And I was at the time, I was 35 years old. I was about to turn 36. And me and her had been dating off and on for like 3 or 4 years. And, shit was rocky at times, better at other times. But we had got back together, and I was just like, yeah, if I'm coming back, I'm not coming back as a boyfriend, but as a husband.
Right.
And so she was like, what, are you serious?
I was like, a husband.
I didn't tell anybody because I knew everybody would have talked me out of it because I was
right.
fucking out of my mind. I got married at a park. Teddy was my best man. I got married in some cargo shorts and some Team Jordans.
Okay.
And
Team Jordans.
Teddy didn't want
Shit.
to. Teddy didn't want to give me the ring. I was like, Teddy, give me the ring. He was like, nigga, what? I was like, I love
At
her.
the wedding.
I was in Long Beach at a park.
At
There was like a
35?
quinceañera going on. I rapped my vows.
Oh my god.
You're right.
Nobody liked my bars. I was
Wait,
like,
wait.
I rapped my fucking
wait, time out.
vows.
There's so much happening. There's so much. There's a quinceañera
There's
going on.
there's
at
a
the park.
soccer ball got kicked in the middle of the wedding. We had a mobile priest, and he was like, "Guys, we got to hurry up. I got to be out in Brea." And like he was rushing us.
You're in cargo shorts and
Cargo
Team Jordans.
shorts with a
Teddy.
fake chain on, with a fake Medusa chain,
Rapping
my vows. Like, hey, everybody. It was just me, my wife, Teddy,
Teddy, that's it?
my daughter.
Oh, okay.
My daughter was just sitting there like, oh, my God, that's crazy. Like, fucking got married, and like 2 months in was like,
On second thought.
I don't know if I really want to do this. So,
Shit, you sobered up and you were like,
sobered up, and it was crazy too. We went to fucking McDonald's for the fucking reception. I had 2 fish fillets.
oh, young.
This is a life of a functioning alcoholic, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
So I was just all over the place. So yeah, post 84-day marriages, I'm looking for love, guys. So
How long after you get married does it go from an annulment to a divorce?
you can usually it really, as long as it's, I don't know the full terms of it, but we had to end up getting a divorce
I
because
see.
we went a little bit longer
Longer.
than, because we didn't go right at the 84-day mark. It was still like some time that was drawn out. So
I see.
but it was cool because, like, we didn't have any assets to split. We didn't have any
right.
kids. I mean, I was broke. Like, she wasn't trying to sue me for half of what? These overdraft fees?
You ain't even give me that filet-o-fish.
So yeah, where it's at with the ladies, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just at a really, like, I was inspired by you seeing you get married. I'm like, my best friend Kev got. I was like, what? I want a wife. They seem so cool. I like one of those.
It's pretty cool.
They
It's
seem
pretty
cool.
But-
I feel like you can be more focused on your business and your life if you have a wife.
I mean, okay, to
Because I be chasing hoes,
That's
Tim.
what I'm saying. When you're chasing pussy, it's
That's
a
the
big,
problem.
it's a-
You gotta
It's a
type
distraction.
clearly.
It's
They're
It's
not
definitely-
focused.
Yeah, definitely when I was in my groupie stage in my life, right? I remember thinking, man, if I wasn't so much time trying to fuck this girl, I get so much done right now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You spend a lot of time, energy, and resources on chasing pussy.
Right, because like your mind's just elsewhere. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly. So
I got a question.
Yes.
Is just not chasing pussy and not having a wife not a thing? You can't. You
I
can't
could
just
do that,
it.
but see, like that's the thing. Like I mean, I could do that, but it's like I be one. Like I want to be a power couple, man. Like I want that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Doughboy, you going independent for the first time. You being a power doughboy first.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to be so impulsive with every decision that I make because I'm a very impulsive nigga.
You are.
So I actually have been single for the most part since I didn't even tell y'all about that part. So last year, after I get out of rehab for the second time,
okay,
I'm trying to cool down. I'm trying to kick it, not like do too much. End up having a one night stand.
Okay,
with a random.
I know
chick.
this story.
And
okay.
Then she hits me up like maybe 3 months later, and she's like, "Hey, I'm with child." So I'm like, like okay. So I'm like, okay. So I tell her, I'm like, all right, because she asked me first. She didn't ask me. She was like, "I'm getting rid of it." Da da da. So she didn't really ask me my opinion. Right. So I was just like, all right, well. You need some money for it? Like, what do you need? She was like, no, I got it. So I was like, all right, cool.
All right.
So she didn't get it. She missed her appointment. Then she hits me back like, I didn't really ask you your opinion. What do you? I was like, look, I'm not really a supporter of that. Like, if I was man enough to make this decision and have sex with you, I'll have the baby.
Okay.
Like, that's just how I'm built. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an accountable person. So, but I told her, I said, look, this isn't going to make me want to be with you. This isn't going to make me want to be your dude.
Right.
We're going to be co-parents. She was like, no. And I was like, and look, if there's any remote chance this child is not mine, you can tell me now. It's cool. No, this is your baby. You're the only person I've been with. Go through the whole fucking pregnancy, all of this shit. I named the baby. I get attached. I'm ready to have, because I want more kids.
Right.
Ready to have this baby. And I wasn't really saying it publicly, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, still got to test this kid when it gets here.
Yeah.
So go through the whole fucking pregnancy. She's trying to make it a thing between me and her, and I'm like, don't do that. So the baby comes, I help deliver the baby. I have named this baby, but got to cotton swab that baby. Baby not mine. Yeah.
What?
So any woman that wants to date me, you gotta know I'm a lot of suitcases of luggage. Yes, and it just fucked me up because I was just like,
well, how did you find out?
I tested the
baby.
The
cotton swab.
Cotton swab.
So I got a question. How is she in that process?
She was, well, that's the thing. So when she found out, her response was just very mild. She was just like, sorry. Oh yeah. And then it was just a record. Then she remembered.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then it was crazy because like maybe
fuck somebody.
maybe like a month later she was like, look, I know you're upset, but maybe one day we can just go to lunch. I don't want to go to fucking lunch.
Is she crazy?
And talk
She
about,
said
no, I
that.
want to say she's crazy. Like she's just, I don't know. I don't ever like bash her publicly because I don't think she went in. I think she honestly thought it was my child. But it wasn't, so that fucked me up. So
Shit.
I'm a lot, man. I got like a lot of trust issues, so I think maybe like another year alone could do me some good.
I think so.
I agree.
I think
But
so.
but I know you guys have a very successful podcast and you have a lot of female guests. If you get a guest and she's looking for a real nigga,
Look into the camera,
you.
Doughboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna let me put my bid in. Look, ladies, look.
Yeah.
If you are looking for a nice young man who is serious about his business, not too hard on the eyes, very hard working, and got a lot more dick since he lost his stomach, holla at your boy.
Sober.
Driven, talented.
Yeah.
And just out here, you know.
He'll
what I'm saying?
rap the wedding bars
All
to you.
of that shit. I'm a good father. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's moving here full time.
How old is she?
She's 13. She's about to be 14.
Wow. You got a teenager.
Whole freshman.
Yeesh.
It was
Oh,
crazy
Lord.
too because she'll kill me for saying this, but she came down like last summer.
Yeah.
And she could I get her for the summers. And that's when she started her
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that.
I didn't-
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't know what to
I'm laughing at three men clapping about a period. It's called a period,
I
guys.
didn't know
They're
what
like, it's
I called it administration. That's what was my thing.
Administration.
Administration.
It's because when we said
Right.
it will make her cruise.
Right.
So,
So
we
I
tryna
just
be-
put my head down because
I didn't know what to do.
he didn't know what to do.
We treating it like an exclamation
Right.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
didn't,
yeah. He's
I
happy
called.
for
I
you.
called Kevin up. I was like, "Nigga, what on?" He was like, "Nigga, I got sons." I don't know. I just took her to the store and spent like $200 on snacks. And eating. I was just like, "Get as much snacks as you want." I think you guys like to eat with this house.
Chocolate, right? Chocolate.
Yeah,
right?
like,
Do that for your girlfriends.
like, I got her
Take to
all
the
different
store.
types, and then I just let her go and FaceTime her mom, and they.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to tell her.
And
I
then
was just-
he was going through the snacks like, why these snacks got pearls? Wings and what kind of
I got buffalo wings. Why are there wings here though? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
So yes.
well, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm just living my life and just trying to figure it out. I'm writing my first movie.
Yeah,
and,
same.
So I'm having fun with that. I'm pretty sure we'll be giving you guys a call to come do some cameos.
Oh yeah, hit me up, dog.
And and I'm working on an album, and I did say that I need you a 16 bars. On
I
that.
will. You know, hey man, we had a song together.
Me and
with,
you did?
Yes. Oh, you
With Tim, with Nick.
No. Nick wasn't, but it was a part of this. They were gonna do like a Wildin' Out compilation
They
thing.
did. Okay, I
and it
remember.
was gonna be me, Doughboy,
there
and
was
Styles
Styles
P.
P. I forgot about that.
Bruh.
Y'all fucked
I
that
forgot.
up?
No, we didn't fuck it up.
No, it just
didn't happen.
I laid down my verse. I heard Doughboy's verse.
Shit
and,
was lit.
The shit, it was hard, and
Yes.
it never came out.
Yes.
Yes.
You
And
got a
shout-
song with Migos.
Yeah.
Damn it, I forgot about that song. And shout out to Nick Cannon. I want to give him a shout out one time because he always would still put me in other projects that had nothing to do with Wild 'N Out. He let me work with him and JB Smooth on some stuff. And that other thing that we did like a Radio Shack commercial. You were in it.
I always tell people that Nick is a very supportive dude.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If he fucks with you, then he will definitely like go out of his way to put you in other shit. Like if he thinks you're good for this, he'll put you here. He'll do his thing, you know, to get you in places. which is
Absolutely.
very
The
dope
whole
of it.
team over at Wild 'N Out. Shout out Now Evans, like all those
Yeah.
guys. I used to
Yeah.
always think Now was just super tough on me, but Now was just, he demanded excellence. I remember the first time I made Now do this. Hilarious. I was like, I made it as a man. So.
Yeah. He's a tough cookie to crack.
Yes,
yeah, that's for
absolutely.
sure.
So shout out to the whole team over there. But yeah, man.
And give me my verse because it was a nice verse. I forgot on that Styles P track because I forgot what I said. I think I said something like this was right after Cassie had like shaved her head.
You
and
were snapping.
Bruh, I was like, I ball half the time like Cassie. and I got out the booth. They was like, bars. I was
Nope.
like,
Let me say this publicly. Let me say this as a public challenge to you because I know hopefully this will spark something inside of you.
Yeah.
Nigga, you're really a good rapper.
Thank you, man.
Can you do it real? No, I want to. You know what I want from
He
you,
won't.
album wise?
He won't.
I want an album from you, no jokes. I just want because you really. I'm a Traffic fan. Like nigga,
Thanks, man.
You can really rap.
I know.
And that's what I'm doing with my album. Like I forced myself to make an album. Name my album's called The Wonder Years, and I'm just really rapping. I want you to do the same.
Well, like
the world
years.
needs that.
Years.
He's saying that I'm
Years
saying I'm
we've
gonna
been
put out a new album.
Why won't you do it? But let me ask you this: is it because people know you from the funny shit that it's?
No, well, here's what it is because originally I was rapping under Traffic because I didn't want people to think I was doing a comedy music because I had Timothy Del Ghetto for the funny shit,
Right.
Traffic for the rap shit. I retired Traffic like a few years ago because I said I'm gonna do my first album as Timothy De La Ghetto. People know who I am now. They know what I'm about. They know I got bars in addition to jokes, and it's not necessarily the same
Intertwined.
thing,
Right,
right?
right.
And I just haven't gotten around to it.
Bro, you should.
Every once in a while, though, I come up with some like 2 or 3 bars. I send them to Rick. I'm like, yo, I'm nice.
I'm telling you, man.
you fucking do it.
I'm gonna tell you how I'll be telling my daughter. This will get deep for a second, but I tell my daughter this all the time because my daughter can sing. And she never wants to sing. And I always tell her, I was like, look, you're being disrespectful to the gift that God gave you. You understand? Like you got a gift, and I remember the video when you was rapping and you was jogging and you was like chasing some chick around.
Yeah,
like you're
magnetic.
really good and you have such a charismatic personality. I just feel like you're at a point in your career where you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. You're not like you start starving artists trying to get a deal. Artists got to create art. So I would put a personal challenge out there. And I'm going to get you on he's going to be on the album. He already agreed. He said, DoBoy, just send me a record. So
I appreciate that. No, and here's what we'll do. We'll put it on both our albums, so it'll be one less
Absolutely.
track I got to get done for the album.
My man.
Hey, let's do it.
And just
For
know
sure.
that you're gonna have to push your date back because you're gonna be waiting on his verse.
you know how he do.
Hey, man, I'm going to get it done, dog.
Just do it, man. You're good. You're really
Thanks,
good.
Bro, you too.
Hey, man. Thank you, man.
I wish that fucking Styles P track would have came
we
out.
got to hit up Nick.
Styles.
Nick, what's up, bro? Give us the lost tapes.
You
We
know,
need that back.
he put me on a track with Migos and him and Future, right? You know
what?
about
I haven't even heard that.
It's called Pajama Pants.
Look, man, let me tell you this fucking story.
Oh,
right?
wait. Did you guys shoot a video to that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Man,
from a couple years ago.
Nick hit me and he was like, yo, I'm gonna put you on this track. It's gonna be me, you. At first it was gonna be ASAP Rocky and Future's on the hook. I was like, oh
my
lit.
God.
We on. Let's get it. And then he was like, the song is about pajama pants. I was like,
Nigga.
My one chance.
It's like, just about how like booties look good in pajama
Right.
pants. I was like, all right, fine. It's a fun track. Cool. He made me knock out the verse in like an hour, like in the studio. I usually like to go home and write my shit, you know, but he's like, knock it out now. I was like, all right, cool. I laid down the hardest fucking verse about pajama pants you ever heard in your life. and then it changed. He was like, okay, it's gonna be me, you, Big Boy from Outkast, and Future on the hook. I was like, dope.
Okay,
all right,
better,
yeah,
right.
I love Outkast.
Right.
That's one of my inspirations. Actually, lit. And he's like, all right, never mind, it's not gonna be Big Boy anymore. And he's like, and this was years ago. He was like, it's gonna be all right. Now it's gonna be me, you, Future on the hook, and Migos. And I was like, the Versace guys.
Oh, so that was a brand new Migos.
Yes.
Okay,
Versace.
okay.
I was like, cool. That sounds dope too.
Right.
Put out the song, shot a little music video, and it was cool.
It just did it.
Like,
right, it just didn't do what.
It's a catchy song. I
Right.
just don't think it did what Nick thought it was gonna do. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
man, but you did a song with the Migos.
And I say that to this day.
Right.
And I'm like, hey guys, guess what? I got a song with Migos in the future. And then I ran into Migos at, I think it might have been either Coachella or some other music event years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was backstage with the homies Far East Movement.
Okay.
And Migos was back there. And I was like, what's good? Blah blah blah. They was like, hey, what's good? I'm like, all right,
Do you remember me in our song?
No. I'm getting mixed up. They were back on Wildin' Out, and I was like, "Y'all ready to perform Pajama Pants?" And it was like, and one of, I think it was Quavo, was like, "Hell no."
That's hilarious.
Quavo looked like he'll say hell no too. I can see you got the face for that.
Yeah, you got a hell no ass face. Hell no. So what else you working on, Doc?
But now that
I mean, you told us, but like,
yeah,
what-
no, that's like right now. Just tune in if you can, man. Righteous and Ratchet is a podcast, and me and my brother Kev on stage, starting to pop a little bit. We're actually going to be taking that live. On the road. I'm actually the opening act on The Real Comedians of Social Media.
Dope. Who else is on that?
Tony Baker is on that, to hear more, and it's headlined by Kev on stage. We actually got some shows in LA coming up this week. So if y'all not busy, I'll make sure to lace y'all with some tickets.
And this episode will come out on Wednesday.
Hey, so if you are in the LA area, we will be at the Comedy Union between Wednesday and Sunday. I believe it's 2 shows every night. So a lot of them are sold out, but maybe you can get some tickets.
For sure, well, shit,
and
man.
then, and I'm writing a movie, and I'm working on my album. Oh, and me and Kevin, this is the last thing that I'll say on this weight loss
Say
thing.
whatever you want.
Me and Kevin have a bet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have a bet. So basically, when we started, I was, because this is the crazy thing about losing weight, going up and down. When I went to rehab, I had gained like 30 pounds because I was getting healthy. You know what I'm saying? I stopped drinking. So I started off at like 320. Kev was like at 260. We were arguing, and I was just like, man, I'll weigh less than you by my birthday. And so he was just like, what? And I was like, bet 1,000.
Yeah.
He was like, all right. So I bet him 1,000, and I bet Tahir 1,000 that I would weigh less than both of them by my birthday, which is August 21st.
Oh.
And I've lost about 25, 27 pounds. Kev has lost about 10. So now I'm like in the 290 area.
Okay.
He's 250.
Damn,
so
son.
I got 14 weeks to catch this nigga. So pray for me as I juice and do a lot of cardio.
What a silly bet, but a great motivator.
It's a great motivator.
Because it's not like I'll lose more than you.
Exactly.
I'm
I
gonna
got
get
it
under you.
Because I'm impulsive.
Yeah.
84-day marriages. That's who I am.
That's a good mind trick.
Yeah.
How come all the all deaf dudes want to get skinny and sexy all of a sudden? Like, are y'all trying to catch up with Rito, or like what's
Rito fucked around and got skinny for real. I was like, what, Rito?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think really with me, it was just like, I'm about to be 40. I want to be healthy.
I feel you.
It's less of a vanity thing for me now. I was just like, nigga, I'm not trying to go into my 40s and my 3s. Like
I feel you, dog.
I've been fat my whole life. I was a fat sperm in the fallopian tube.
Barely made it through the urethra.
with a t-shirt on. So yeah, so I'm working on that. So August 21st, the album will be dropping, and hopefully I'll be winning $1,000 in this bet.
For sure. Hey man, thank you for coming
Thank
to
you
the
for
show,
having
bro.
me, brother.
I fuck with you so hard.
I rock
man.
with you, my nigga. And it was a pleasure to meet you,
So
man.
nice meeting you.
Yes.
I watch all your Snapchat stuff, by the way.
Hey.
I was telling him, he was going over this. I was like, yeah, I watched the Snapchat ones, but to talk about my cookies are better than your cookies. And broccoli is better than asparagus. Why? Because it don't make your pee stink. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You think broccoli's better than asparagus?
Absolutely.
you
Rick?
didn't see that?
No.
Asparagus makes your urine
Asparagus
stink.
has a better taste than broccoli.
And it also
Nikki-
has-
But the
They-
pea stinks.
yeah.
That's true. Separately. I like them both.
I prefer asparagus. And here's the thing. Here's how much I like asparagus. I look forward to the smell of my pee.
Really?
After I eat asparagus, I'm
It's
like,
so sharp.
I'm like, yo, this shit about to be funky later. And I go pee. I'm like, that's it. That's it.
Let me ask y'all this. How do y'all feel about broccolini? I feel like broccolini is a fraud.
Fucking love broccoli.
You like broccolini?
Yes, dog, because the textures, it's skinnier, so if it's easier to.
I feel like it's some new shit just
I like
trying
broccolini.
to. You like broccolini?
Yeah.
If it sound like some frown.
Y'all want to hear a fun fact about asparagus?
Let's talk about it.
real quick. So I always thought that asparagus just makes everybody's pee stink, right? But some people felt like, oh, it doesn't make my pee stink. So I thought, okay, maybe some people don't have whatever's in your system
pH balancer.
that makes it stink, right? Here's what I learned. Whatever's in asparagus that makes your pee stink, everybody has, right? But not everybody has the ability to smell that.
This talks about our other point that we were just talking about. I got into a heated debate online. I want to get your quick opinions on this, and then we can go. Can you fucking smell rain?
I can smell rain on concrete.
You can smell rain. Can you smell rain outside? You can go outside like it's about to rain. That happens to you?
Okay, yes, but I don't. But I'm not smelling the physical raindrop. I'm smelling the effect.
Can you
of
smell
the,
that rain
yes.
is about to come?
Wait,
Oh no! Wait!
About-
No! Not about to come. I can smell
when it
once
has
when it
rain.
has
Yeah.
rain.
You can smell.
Okay.
It's a smell.
Yeah.
I don't
so
believe
like
that.
wet cement.
Yeah.
He can't smell that.
Really?
No.
That's like my favorite smell.
That's what Kevin said. And I cussed his
It was
ass out.
a big thing.
It was a whole thing on my Instagram page. Like,
Really?
I looked up the facts, and it's no. You're really smelling the atmosphere around you being affected by the water,
Right.
but I guess it elicits a
Yeah.
smell. called rain.
But whatever that smell is, you can't smell it. You've never been like,
Well, I guess I can smell it. I just didn't know it was rain. I was just like, oh.
nah, it's different, man.
Yeah.
So
nah,
you know the
if-
smell of rain. Is
Yeah,
what you're
like
saying.
On concrete.
After
I
it
don't.
rains on concrete, the roads it has a smell.
Yeah, and I enjoy
So maybe
it.
I'm one of the small percentages just
You
like
got
that.
different nostrils.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 'cause
he
I-
was going in on people. I'm like, and
I was going back.
in
Yeah,
back.
you let a long ass
And
comment.
then he was trying
We
to
talked
give
for like 10
facts, and I
minutes
was like,
before
"Can you
here.
smell breath?" Yeah, that's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely come outside in the morning
Yeah.
after rain. They be like,
It smells
I
great.
love that.
I've never participated, so
Maybe it's something. Maybe when they took a piece of your stomach away, they took that.
it took my ability to smell fucking rain.
Yeah.
So you don't eat the
Thanks,
rain.
Dr. Nabi. Thank you, Dr. Nabi. Now I can't smell fucking rain.
Well,
asshole.
shit.
Did you say so he doesn't eat the rain?
I caught it too. I tried not to give it to him, motherfucker.
No, that's messed
All right,
up,
nigga.
Ray.
Hey, at this point, I probably made way more than you, so
I doubt it,
I
but you know.
can make the joke.
Yeah, now he's just a big dude talking shit to a little dude.
One last thing about fat, and then we can go for real. This podcast is the only reason I've been working out for 2 weeks straight. Because this fucking angle right here,
The angles
is
that do it to you, right?
disgusting.
It be the
Oh my
angles.
God.
You be like, who the fuck is that? Oh shit, it's me.
I've been hooping every morning, and then in the afternoon, I train my sister, and I do football drills every day because of this fucking camera.
Men are so simple. It's just one thing was like, oh, I gotta change it now.
Nah, you know what made me start working out when when my wife, when Chia one day was like,
Just a little sound.
oh, she gonna squeeze my little side.
Y'all working out. I'm over here trying to eat more. I'm like, damn, these girls on Instagram making me feel bad about myself.
Just go get surgery like
No,
everybody.
I can't. I stay lifting weights and working out. So if you ever want to work out, let me know.
Absolutely.
I do all of that.
Definitely into it.
Well, shit, man. Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on all platforms at I am DoBoy. That is DOBOY. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the like. And thank you, man. I've been asking Tim for years. We got to do something together. We got to.
I know.
The first time we finally have been able to link on one of his platforms to do something. This was an honor. When you text me, I jumped up and down, sir.
Aw, and the room shook. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching No Chaser Podcast. I'm Timothy D'Alghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
I'm
Bye.
DoBoy.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Thank you. King shit.